I got this video in my YouTube recommended earlier titled How I Tricked My Brain to Like Doing Hard Things. And usually I'm not one for watching these kind of videos, but for some reason that title seemed to call out to me and I clicked on it. You see, because most of my life right now revolves around Street Fighter and making videos about it, you'd think that I'm playing the game as much as possible then, right? In actuality, this isn't really the case. As much as I'd like to be a grinder, I'm not really much of one. I'm constantly looking for an excuse to get off of the game. Not because I don't like it or because I'm angry, I just don't feel like exerting the effort. But if I want to improve, then why am I not looking to put in the work? It's a paradox. I want to get better without putting in the work. And that's a feeling that's haunted me for a while. That is, until now, because I think I've actually found my answer. It's dopamine. As someone who's grown up with a lot of modern technology that we have today surrounding them from a young age, I feel like I've had everything I've ever wanted at my fingertips. I've never had to work hard towards a goal that I've wanted. I've always just gotten by. In school, at work, you name it. Even if I wasn't enjoying myself, I found a loophole, a way to make it easier and get back to drowning myself in dopamine through quick hits of social media, porn, video games, you name it. Whatever it is that gives me pleasure, I'll find the fastest way to get back there, and that's the problem. There's a great quote from Michael K. Williams about this where he says, "I could get addicted to tying my shoes if it made me feel good." And I think that's true for a lot of us. For me, it's been getting worse lately. I find myself unable to form deeper thoughts. My brain tells me it's not worth the mental effort to solve problems, and that scares me a little bit, this mental fog that surrounds me as I drown myself in pleasures. But this video that I watched offered some really good solutions. Usually I'm somebody that has to go cold turkey to cut things out, but for something this drastic, for a dopamine detox, I don't think that would be healthy. I live alone in a city where I don't know anybody, so any depressive thoughts or episodes I just deal with by myself. And I think creating an environment like that could lead to more damage. Instead, I'd like to gradually phase things out, or at least cut back on them, like eating garbage food and playing games like TFT and League of Legends that relatively mean nothing in the long term, but in the short term provide me with a fast dopamine hit because the result is given to me within 20 to 30 minutes with relatively little work and effort involved. The reason why I'm unable to grind games, and if you feel like this way too, the reason why you feel that way is because our brain wants to give us dopamine, and it's gonna take the path of least resistance to give us the most of it, the most pleasure possible. That's why studying and like doing productive things that will not pay off in a large amount of dopamine very quickly, become unappealing. And in this case, for me, it's Street Fighter. I have to put a lot more work into that game to feel pleasure than I do from like TFT, where I'm just clicking little buttons and stuff. And so to sit down and exert that amount of effort over and over again when I'm not used to doing so, and I can just go do something else to get the same amount of dopamine, makes it very hard to continue to convince myself to play. It's why I can't grind the game. It's why I wake up in the morning and I play 3 TFT games and then play F122 for 4 hours and then get drunk and fall asleep and don't play the game. I'm just indulging myself in too much pleasure, and I think it has to change, right? It's not that I have any responsibility, but there is consequences to living like that, right? You're unproductive, you don't really do anything, and among like the other things, right, like health issues of drinking every day and like eating garbage every day, it's just not good. I just want to give meaning back to my life in terms at improving at the 2 things that I'm passionate about: finding games and YouTube. And I've made it kind of hard to do that, but I'm hoping that the first step of just recognizing that I have a problem is enough to get me back on the right track. I know this is a short video, but I don't really see a point of dragging it out to 8 minutes to make $3 off of you guys. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again very soon.